If you love seeing your garden thrive and crave that rich, loamy soil that makes your plants jump for joy, you need to hear this. Today, I'm going to share a simple but powerful method that will transform your garden soil, multiply earthworms like crazy, and supercharge your plant's growth. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to bury, how to bury it, and why your soil will never be the same. And before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe to the Evergreen Garden channel and leave a comment sharing your worm-growing adventures. I want to hear all about it. Earthworms are nature's best soil engineers. They aerate the soil, break down organic matter into nutrient-rich humus, and even help with water retention. More earthworms in your garden mean healthier plants, fewer pests, and soil that practically feeds itself. But here's the catch: earthworms don't magically appear. You have to give them a reason to stick around, and the easiest way to do that is by feeding them what they love. The secret ingredient for multiplying earthworms is organic matter that's slightly decomposed. This could be kitchen scraps, garden clippings, or even shredded cardboard. But here's the trick: it's not just about throwing scraps on the surface. To see your worm population explode, you need to bury it. When you bury organic matter, you create an underground feast that draws worms in and encourages them to stay, breed, and multiply. Start by choosing a patch of your garden that's not heavily trafficked. Dig a trench about 6 to 8 inches deep, long enough to handle the amount of organic matter you have. For small quantities like kitchen scraps from a week, a trench 2 feet long will do. For larger amounts, make it longer or wider. Layer in your compostable material. Vegetable peels, fruit skins, coffee grounds, eggshells, and shredded leaves work best. Avoid meat, dairy, and oily foods as they attract pests and can create unpleasant odors. Mix in some garden soil with the organic matter to help the worms locate it easily. A ratio of roughly 3 parts organic matter to 1 part soil works well. Cover the trench with soil, and within days earthworms will start showing up to the buffet. Timing is everything. Earthworms thrive in moist, cool conditions. If you bury organic matter during a dry spell, it's a good idea to water the area lightly to help them find it. Mulching on top with straw or leaves can also help maintain moisture and temperature, creating an ideal worm habitat. Over time, as worms consume the buried matter, they leave behind castings which are packed with nutrients. This not only feeds your plants but also improves soil structure dramatically. In fact, gardeners often report that after a few months of burying organic matter regularly, their soil is noticeably softer, darker, and easier to dig. Consistency is key. For the best results, make this a weekly or bi-weekly practice. Rotate the spots where you bury organic matter to cover different areas of your garden. This not only spreads the worm population evenly, but also ensures that every part of your garden benefits from improved soil fertility. You'll start seeing worms on the surface after a few weeks, especially early in the morning or after a rain, and the numbers will keep growing if you maintain this routine. You can also supercharge this process by adding a small amount of finely crushed eggshells to the trench. Earthworms love the calcium, and it helps balance the pH of the soil, which is especially useful if you garden in slightly acidic areas. Another trick is to chop up cardboard or paper into thin strips and bury it alongside kitchen scraps. This gives worms a steady source of carbon, which balances the nitrogen in your food scraps and encourages rapid reproduction. For example, one gardener I know buries a combination of 2 cups of kitchen scraps and 1 cup of shredded cardboard per square foot of garden soil weekly, and within a month, their worm population doubled. It's important to resist the urge to dig up your worms once they start appearing. They're doing their job underground, turning your buried organic matter into rich castings that your plants can access. If you want to harvest worm castings for your potted plants, wait until a few months in and only take a small portion, leaving the majority undisturbed. Your garden will thank you with vigorous growth, stronger roots, and healthier blooms. Another practical tip is to observe how your soil reacts. If you notice the soil is still compacted or worms aren't showing up as expected, increase the moisture and add more organic material gradually. Earthworms are sensitive to extreme conditions, so a stable, well-fed environment is the fastest way to see their numbers soar. Over time, you'll have a self-sustaining ecosystem beneath your feet that naturally fertilizes your garden, reducing the need for chemical fertilizers altogether. Finally, this method is as friendly for beginner gardeners as it is for seasoned pros. Whether you're managing a backyard vegetable patch or a large ornamental garden, the principle is the same. Bury nutrient-rich organic matter, maintain moisture, and let nature's workers, the earthworms, do the rest. The payoff is a garden that practically thrives on its own, with healthier soil, stronger plants, and the satisfaction of seeing your worm population multiply like crazy. So there you have it, a simple, actionable guide to creating a worm paradise in your garden that will keep your soil alive and vibrant year after year. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your garden transform from the ground up. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Evergreen Garden, leave a comment sharing your worm-growing success, and share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to see their gardens thrive naturally. Trust me, once you start feeding your soil like this, there's no going back. You'll wonder how you ever gardened without worms.